Okay, so in our most recent video, me and Ben sat down and teased a little bit of information about the new K1s we've got coming. So we're pleased to announce that they're now available on the website for pre-order. So me and Ben just kind of wanted to sit down and go through a few more details with each other. So
yeah, so as we said in the previous video, it's the latest evolution of our K1 range. So we have been developing a K1 pilot's watch for the last 4 years or so, and there's been 6 previous generations of it, and this one is basically our latest and best stab at the evolution of the range and making sure that everything carries on upgrading. So for this one we've opted for a Swiss movement, so it's actually our first watch to be released with a Swiss movement. We've got the ETA 2824 in this, so it's a standard Workhorse movement. I'm sure many people will be familiar with this. Upgrading this movement allowed us to shave a few mil from the case size. So one of the main kind of things about the previous generations was using the more affordable movement. Meant that the case had to be quite thick, so we managed to make this thinner and then kind of upgraded the build quality with it. So it's, even though it's the same case in design, it's kind of got updated finishing. So the brushing's more crisp and more defined kind of, and the polishing has a nice contrast, and there's no over polishing, or all of the lines and sharp angles are still there. So yeah, that's kind of the main upgrades and the main points to it. So even though it is the same watch, it's verging on double the price of the previous ones, but we have done our best to kind of justify that. So it's not just a movement upgrade, but we've took some time to consider all of the kind of things that could have been upgraded and went from there.
So we've also the range now has just the 2 dial types, so we've got Type A and Type B. So previously we had the K1 originally, and I think it was 44mm, and then in the past few years we kind of introduced the 40mm version. That seemed to go down really well. So we've kind of stuck with that. So it's still 40mm in the case width. The thickness, I think it's around 12mm. Maybe?
Yeah, somewhere around 12mm now.
Yeah. So now that was one of the main things we found with the original 40mm K1. Basically, is it had to be quite thick for the Seiko NH35 movement. But the benefit of this movement, and obviously, like Ben said, the design is it can sit a lot thinner. So once it's on the wrist, you will find it really hugs the wrist nicely. There's also a few other stats. So the lug to lug is 49.5mm. So it's kind of in proportion with what you'd expect from, I suppose, 1, a pilot's watch, and 2, a watch of 40mm case width.
It's important to note that it is the same as the previous one. So in previous generations, on the lug to lug measurement on the website, we'd been measuring from spring bar to spring bar hole, so it allowed people to kind of gauge what straps would fit them. But I think some people were confused by this, and so we thought for this listing we'll do it the kind of old-fashioned way of lug to lug, is straight from both ends. So it's the total length, and some people have said that seems quite long, but for my 6.5 inch wrist, which is relatively small, I would say it fits quite nicely. The lugs do curve down, so it's and it being quite thin, it just allows it to hug the wrist, as you said. So we've stuck with a black dial. There's also a blue dial, and there's the grey one. So we've also gone for vintage loom versions and non-vintage loom. And I think this is where the K1 can really come into its own. So the vintage loom one is great if you do really want that pilot's watch that kind of is clearly paying homage to the past. You pair it with a correct strap, maybe like a classic aviator strap, and it looks like it could have come straight out from 1940s or something. Whereas some of them with no vintage loom, just a simple white loom, again, pair it with the right strap and you can wear it every day as a smart watch, and it looks really modern. So quite versatile.
I think that's where the versatility in the range really comes through. And of course, for the majority of our watches, there's screw down crown. So same thing here. You've got the screw down crown.
It's 100 meters water resistant as well. So it's perfect for every day. I mean, you could swim in it, I guess, but
you could. You got the
most
screw down
people,
crown as well,
they don't want to take it off when they wash their hands, or they don't want to worry about it if it rains or something. So there's screw down crown and kind of basic 100 meter water resistance makes it for a good everyday watch. Not necessarily a diver's watch, but it's just safe.
It's a reassuring feature of the watch. So anyway, we'll leave a link in the description below to find out more about the watch if you are interested. If there's any questions as well you do have, again let us know in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video.